So I'm gonna try to make this video as quick as possible because you can see behind me I got a lot of packages to go through. I picked some things up and we're going to be changing the setup around. But in order to go ahead and do that, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Vega T1s because I'm going to probably be using them while I change stuff around. I've been using them for about a half a week now, and I got some thoughts and opinions and one big, I would say, con or concern about the Prism Vega T1s. Again, I'll put the price on screen, how much they cost, but for roughly around, I would say, I think $45 or whatever was the price right now. It might be because of the holidays and stuff like that, but around 60 something dollars, I think, normal price. These are really, really good for gaming earbuds. And I'm going to talk about briefly why I decided to go with gaming earbuds instead of IEMs or, any other wired, I would say, earbuds, or why I went with this brand in particular when I reached out to them. For one, I felt like for the price to performance and what they offered, especially how cool this device is and what it's compatible with, and I'll put on screen pretty much what it's compatible with because I think that's going to be the major draw for a lot of people. But stay tuned to my con or concern or wherever, because that still might be a deal breaker for some people. But overall, I think that this device, for what it is and what it can do for the price point, is fantastic. And I'm really glad that PRISMXR decided to work with me and collab with me, even though my channel size is pretty small. The representative was pretty nice, and the company seems like a nice, I would say, experience as far as like talking to them and everything. So I do want to say I thank you for that. And I've talked about it before when I do product reviews, that that's one of the things that I like to let people know when it comes to viewing and you're working with a company and stuff like that, is to tell people how your interactions go. Of course, everybody's opinions and experiences are going to differ. And I really need to start to say that you need to watch my disclaimers at the beginning of the video. I find so many people leave comments and they don't go and read the disclaimer at the beginning of the video. They see the disclaimer in the beginning and they skip through. You need to read the disclaimer. It's very, very important because, like I said previously, just like not even a couple seconds ago, your experience is going to vary with any product that I recommend or that I might have a good experience or a bad experience. It's all going to be down to personal preference and stuff like that. This is doing reviews is more so that you can get a genuine, I would say, explanation or experience from other potential consumers who bought a product or have got sent out a product. It's supposed to allow you to do research, watch multiple different videos, and then go ahead and decide if you're going to purchase the device or not. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys straight off the bat that this video is not paid for, like I said in the review disclaimer, but I want to go ahead and say, yes, I do recommend this product in a use case scenario of if you are one of those people who are going to be playing video games and you're going to have under 6 hours, probably around 5 hours of playtime, depending on what you're doing or wherever, and all you're going to do is specifically use these for that time frame. These are really good, especially for the price point. The big major con for me, and I think it's going to be a deal breaker for a lot of people, is the fact that you're going to be in that time constraint. This is not something that's going to give you 12 hours plus or whatever for gaming and everything. It's going to allow you to connect to your phone. I didn't have a problem issue with that. It's going to allow you to connect to multiple compatible devices. Again, I'll put it on screen what they're compatible with or whatever as far as using the device. And I think one of the major draws is going to be for those who are going to be wearing VR headsets. Now, I haven't stepped into the VR world yet or anything like that. I'm not sure where that community and realm and interest is or wherever as far as for people, but having something that future proofs yourself is pretty cool, because not a lot of gaming earbuds out there from my research and into this kind of thing or wherever allows you to do what this device allows you to do. They're mostly just connecting, I would say, your phone through a Bluetooth and an app and stuff like that, as well as being able to game. Now, they might have a better battery life or wherever, but if you're one of those people who are probably in the realm of getting a VR headset or own one and you're looking for other accessories and stuff like that, I think this is a reason to pause and reflect and look at if this is something that might be right for you. Again, with the big caveat of you're going to make sure that you're under 6 hours, because roughly in my testing, that's roughly what I was getting as far as the time allowed it to me. And I've talked about multiple times, I usually get 3 to 4 hours to be able to do content creation or video game, stream, whatever. and sticking in within that time, never had a problem issue. Just yesterday though, I had some stuff to do later on in the evening, and because it wasn't my time just yet to watch my son, my wife let me stay on a little bit longer, and I ran into about 5 hours and 30 minutes or so with Vega Boost on. We'll get to that in a second. And I realized that I was getting the beeping notification that the earbuds were low. I went into the app and checked, and I had 10% left. And it's because I think I had the Vega Boost on. So I was probably around the 5 hour and 20 something minute mark, maybe almost to 5 hours and 30 minutes. So with the Vega Boost, it boosts up the volume of whatever audio and stuff like that. And I noticed that I had to use it because of Call of Duty and Apex, more so Call of Duty, because I've turned down the volume of Call of Duty because Call of Duty Black Ops 6, in my personal opinion, the sound engineering behind it is way too loud, especially if you're watching a live stream and you're having people talk or wherever through your live stream, whether it be Discord, the main streamer talking, music playing, you have OBS notifications, all that stuff. The game, at least Black Ops 6, overpowers everything. So I have had to drastically turn down the volume. And I'm talking about, I turned down the volume or the overall master volume on Black Ops 6 or wherever to about 60 to 70. And usually for video games, I don't go below 80 to 80 to 85, I would say. That's roughly the sweet spot for most video games, because again, I have music going, I have people talking in Discord, I'm talking, I want my chat to hear me clearly and stuff like that. I have individual sub mixes for the software that I'm running or wherever, so I can control the volume and everything. And it's like, no matter what I did, Black Ops 6, for whatever reason, is way too loud. So to combat that, and what I noticed, however, to bring that volume of the game, instead of just blasting my eardrums till they bleed because the game is too loud, I noticed with the Vega Boost or wherever, worked like a dream. It was fantastic. I love it. And like I said, other than running into that battery life issue, I have no other cons of this device. Honestly, I really don't. I think that it's going to be for those subsection of people who are probably having significant others, children, or possibly needing to accept a call or something like that, and they don't want to have to take off their headset or the IEMs or whatever it is in order to answer a phone call or anything like that. And I would say the actual microphone on the device or wherever, I don't have a way of like getting the audio, but it's pretty much like what you expect from earbuds or wherever, the audio quality. So it's not always the best. I would definitely just recommend, using it in a specific use case scenario. I probably wouldn't use a microphone anyways on a headset or something like that. I just always feel comfortable using the actual microphone to talk to somebody. And 9 times out of 10, if I'm in the office, I'm doing something and somebody calls or my wife calls or something like that, I usually just put it on speakerphone anyways. That's just me. So yeah. Other than that, like I said, there's really no downside in my personal opinion, and at least in my testing, other than, like I said, the big deal breaker for some people is going to be that battery life. Now, I know there are other, I would say, competitors out there, but the only ones that I've seen viable is 2 options, and they're both over $100, and they're coming from Sony or the SteelSeries headset. I would say gaming earbuds that just came out literally. And I was thinking about the SteelSeries more so because they're more compatible with, Xbox, PlayStation, all that stuff. So you could future-proof yourself if you decide to get multiple consoles, or you get in PC, all that stuff. They all come with their own little dongles like this one does and everything. But this one, like I said, can do all of it except for Xbox, but it can also hook up to the VR headset. So it just depends on, which way you want to go. Is potentially getting a VR headset something that you're interested in, to go with that. And obviously the other cons or wherever versus the other earbuds out there is going to be, what is the battery life like with those versus this one. And I know ROG has their own, but I've heard too many complaints about that one, and as well as complaints about the Sony ones, as well as the SteelSeries. Every product out there that's man-made is not perfect, so they're all going to have their cons, right? And like I said, I'm leaning more towards the SteelSeries one because I still at sometimes get a little bit more time allotted to me, even though I have obligations. Sometimes I can go over that time limit, and I've been known in the past to go for 16-18 hour streams before, or being in the office working, especially for my son was here, I would sit there and be doing content creation for 10+ hours a day, you know what I'm saying, or every other day, or whatever time I had allowed it to me. So again, these are not going to be for those who are hardcore gamers who are probably doing content creation, I would say more so. If you know for a fact that you're typically playing video games, streaming and stuff, I know some people personally who stick around 1 to 3 hours of streaming or wherever. But it's like, even though you're done streaming, content creation still goes on even after you turn off your camera or wherever and you're not live streaming anymore, you're still probably editing videos, playing games offline or wherever, contacting like businesses and stuff. Like you're still doing stuff. So you can quickly run up to that 6 hour mark for the battery life for this thing. So this is going to be more so for those people who are playing video games at home, who potentially, like I said before, are going to accept calls and stuff like that. And you know for a fact that once you hit like that 5 hours or wherever, that's all the time you have. Maybe you have a 10-hour workday or something like that. You come home, you play a couple of video games or wherever for maybe 2-3 hours at max, and then you're done for the day or wherever. And you just have the convenience of hooking up to your phone through Bluetooth, and you know, you're answering a call or something like that, or text notification, whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? So I think that this is where this lies. And I do think that this has that place in the market or wherever for those types of people. But if you're going to be, like I said, playing games for a long time, you could just go with the IEM, or you can go with a different, I would say, brand of gaming heads, earbuds or wherever, that has a longer battery life. I do think that that's what you're going to have to look into. And like I said, potentially me going to look into, but the build quality, the connection or activity or wherever to my computer, at least in my testing, that's what I did. Hooked it up to a computer. The app or whatever connecting to my phone, everything worked seamlessly, perfectly, didn't have any problems and issues. Even the little puck that wherever that you can put the earbuds and the actual dongle in worked perfectly fine. No complaints there. Charging, all that stuff. Just a fantastic overall experience, surprisingly, because this is somebody who, you know, listens to music, does a lot of dancing and stuff like that. I listen to all genres other than country. I listen to music on it. You know, I had one phone call with the wife. I sat there and played video games or wherever for multiple days or wherever, editing this video. I'll probably be sitting there wearing the earbuds and stuff like that. Everything felt good. No tiredness, no hurting in my ear canals or anything like that. That's going to be personal preference 100%, because everybody's ear canals is just like a fingerprint. Everybody's different, the way they grow and stuff like that. That's why I've stayed away from earbuds for so long. And I've talked about it before in another earbud review that I did from Soundpeats. It's just, those earbuds were really snug. They felt really, really great. It was the app that was really lacking, but these feel really, really great. It didn't feel like they were going to follow the ear. These have some kind of noise cancellation or wherever. Definitely noticed that, because my wife said my son came to my door because I guess he heard me talking while I was live streaming, and he was crying wherever for me to let him in. But again, I was live streaming, I was busy, and she was trying to, you know, watch him and stuff like that, because it was her a lot of time to watch him and everything. But usually when he does that, I have headphones on. I can at least hear him when he's at the door, and I take him off or wherever, you know, let him in, all that stuff. But I honestly did not hear him. He went to sleep after that. I went to take a bathroom break. My wife told me about it, and I was like, wow, these noise cancellation is good, in my personal opinion. And again, my son is almost like 2 years old. So do with that information what you will. The app was fantastic. Going through the app, you do have an ability to save your own EQ presets that you have changed or wherever, and you get to save them by name. So that's a welcome addition in my experience with other, I would say, devices like this. Some companies like Soundpeats, like I said, and that was the major con in that video, was that even though you set your own presets, you couldn't save them by name, or you couldn't say the profile period. So having that is good. I know other devices allow you to do that, but I'm just saying another positive for this device in particular. Another thing is that they have their own sound signature profile under the EQ settings that are default EQs, as well as the other ones that are normally come with devices like this. I find their signature is perfectly fine. I just left it on as that or wherever, because it was okay for me. Again, I listen to all types of music. My favorite genre is a subsection of dubstep named trap music. I listen to a lot of lo-fi, instrumental music, all that stuff, sometimes stuff with lyrics, but mostly those types of music. And the only thing I noticed is that the bass is a little bit punchy. And when I mean punchy, is like deep punchy. It's not overbearing bass or distorted bass or messing up music or anything like that. It's just noticeably a little bit more punchy. And I think it's because of their signature sound thing or wherever. I don't feel like you need the bass boost option that's in there or anything else. I think for those people who don't like the boost, you can go into obviously your own EQ preset thing or whatever and change it and scoop it out. But if anything, I think they could probably do a firmware update somehow and just scoop out that bass or wherever a little bit. If they can do that, that's what I would recommend. But I don't find it really a con, because again, it can just be caveated by going in there and messing with the EQs and setting it right, or just picking another different preset or whatever to your liking. That's what I would suggest. The next thing is the Vega boost, like I talked about earlier, using it or wherever. perfectly fine. I didn't even notice, like, with it, it says it's going to up the volume of stuff. It just seemed to up the volume of the game and stuff like that. It didn't really seem to mess with me watching YouTube videos or me streaming, listening to music, doing anything like that. It didn't seem like it did anything like bad or wherever, or changing the audio or anything like that. It just seemed to really boost the Call of Duty or wherever, and I was able to hear directional footsteps, all that stuff. It was fantastic. Really recommend just putting on that Vega boost, even if it drains the battery a little bit more. I think it's well worth it in my personal opinion and experience. In the app, you do have controls for either earbud, so you can change what tapping, double tapping, or holding it down for 2 seconds does on each earbud. So having that capability of changing it to the consumer's liking, that's pretty cool, and I do like that overall. And yeah, I can't sing the praises of it enough. And it's not me just, backing the company or wherever, because like I don't get paid for these reviews, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a small content creator doing the reviews and stuff. It's just, I got into wanting to get gaming earbuds for the simple fact of I like wireless audio. I know a lot of people will say, well, the audio quality differs between devices, especially when you go wireless or Bluetooth and you're not having wired connections like IEMs, or you're not having a wired connection like a open back or just closed back or noise canceling headphones or wherever. I just don't like wires because I have significant other. I have a son or wherever, like I said, is almost 2. I have bipolar type 2 and a lot of other mental issues and stuff like that. Sometimes I would just get up, I'll go use the bathroom, I'll slap on the be right back screen, I'll walk around the office and stuff like that because I have racing thoughts and everything. So having wireless and not having to constantly take off whatever I'm wearing or wherever, and I can just do whatever I need to do at a drop of a hat, and then having the convenience of being able to Bluetooth this to my phone when I get a random call, whether it's from my medical stuff or wherever, from the VA or something like that, or my wife's calling me because she's trying to get my attention or something like that, and then having noise cancellation, so when I'm doing stuff in the office I can just listen to music and stuff while I do the stuff. It's just, this thing is good, especially for the price point. I'm just really thoroughly surprised. This is one of those things that it might be budget in comparison to the other options out there that are quickly getting over $100 when it comes to gaming earbuds, and having the capability of hooking up to a VR headset and just the comfortability in my ears. Like I said, wearing them for like 5 hours plus, almost 6 hours. My ear canals don't hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have the different size tips or wherever. So again, it's going to come down to how your ear conforms around it and stuff like that. You're going to have to test it. There's no one size fits all. There's no, I would say, form or wherever. It's not for everybody, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to earbuds and stuff. That's why a lot of people stick to the overhead headphones or wherever. And that's one reason why I stuck to too long, or so long or wherever. But for me, I wanted to be able to wear hats. That was one of the biggest things, was like, I'm tired of doing a lot of product reviews, shooting videos like this, and then when I go to edit or whatever, I have to take my hat off because I got to put overhead headphones because some of them don't fit right when I wear a hat and stuff like that. And it's like, I have a lot of hats. I kind of want to show that off on stream and stuff like that. I kind of want to just chill, relax. This is my safe space, as you would say. And it's like, I just want to be comfortable. I want to be me, and me is wearing hats, wearing beanies, whatever I feel like that day. And it's like, I can't do that while wearing headphones. And like I said, people will say, well, just get wired, stuff or whatever. And it's just like, again, I prefer non-wired stuff, in my personal opinion. So hopefully you found this video helpful or informative. If you did, you can leave a like on the video. That helps me out and lets me know. And if you don't want to do that, you can comment down below as well to let me know your thoughts and opinions on gaming earbuds as a whole. Do you have any to compare this to? What your thoughts and opinions or whatever? Hopefully I was able to cover everything. I know there's always going to be one person down in the comments saying that I didn't do something, whatever it may be. But in my use case scenario, I like it. I think it's sufficient enough. The only thing is, like I said, for me personally, is going to be potentially that battery life. That's why I'm going to be potentially still looking, but knowing that I have something that's going to future-proof me if I do want to get into VR headsets, or just if I just decide not to pick up another one, at least I have these, because my experience, at least for me, has been phenomenal. So again, thank you to PRISMXR for sending out the Vega T1s. Thank you to the representative for being so nice and kind. They were awesome. It was just a really great experience working with the company, and that's always a super big plus to me personally. With all that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you're new to the channel and you want to see some more reviews from me, you already know what you can do. You can hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check out the product review playlist at the end of the video. Y'all take care. Have a squidtastic day. God bless you and yours. And also, I got 2 products coming in that already are behind me. So hopefully this back wall will be different in another video. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. Y'all take care. God bless you and yours. Deuces, everybody. Much love.